As a researcher, you now have so many different options for how to summarize research articles or any type of text. There are a lot of AI text summarizers that will allow you to take a full research article and summarize it in a few sentences or only pull out the important sentences or even give you summaries based off of specific components of that article. Today, I want to walk you through 6 different text summarizers and what they can all be used best for. Honestly, I think it's not really fair to directly compare what is the best text summarizer or article summarizer, but instead look at what is their specific use case and what you should be using them for. Now, before I get started, if you're struggling to even find which articles you should be reading or summarizing, check out my 30-day research jumpstart guide. That link will be in the description below. Now, the very first text summarizer is probably one of the simplest, which is Paper Digest. If you go to Paper Digest, you can put in the URL or the DOI of a research article, and it's going to give you about a 2 to 4 sentence summary of that research article. Now, this is not going to include any of the major results, but really it's just going to be telling you what that research article is about. And it's just a little bit more information than what you're going to find in the title or the abstract. So for Paper Digest, this is a good summarizer if you're just trying to get a little bit more information about a variety of different papers instead of trying to do a deep summarization of a single paper. Whenever you're trying to go more thorough, though, like you actually want a decent summarization of a paper, I would then move on to something like TLDR This. This, you have a few different options in here. You can get a quick summary or a detailed summary. You can even have it really just pull the main sentences from the paper or do an AI human-like summarization of that paper. So because it has a few different options and it is a little bit more thorough, then it might be a really good alternative to Paper Digest for a paper that's like really close to your main field and one that you really want to get the highlight points from, but don't want to do a super deep dive or analysis of that paper. Another summarizer that has a free Google Chrome extension, but is a paid tool, is Scholarcy. I will have links to all of these text summarizers and the tutorials that I have done on them in the description below. Scholarcy gives you a summary based on each section of the paper. So you're going to get a summary for the results, you're going to get a summary for the introductions. Sometimes it even gives you like a detailed abstract summary or something like that as well, depending on the paper that you're analyzing it on. It also has a free Chrome extension. So when you go to the PDF of that paper, you can run Scholarcy on it to analyze that PDF and give you a summary of that there. In its paid version, you can actually save it to a library and do other things that you can't do with just the free Chrome extension as well. Now, if you don't really want an AI to summarize things, but you really just want to see what are the major sentences that I need to read in a paper. So you want to read the exact article as the author wrote it, but you want all the kind of the fluff taken out of that article. If you want that type of summarization, I would check out Resoomer. So Resoomer really just finds the key sentences of an article and puts them together instead of giving you a summary that it generates or has AI generate for it. So you can actually still download the full article, but with all of the sentences that it thinks is key highlighted, or you can just download the highlighted sentences as well. And this gives you a way to be able to read the author's exact words, but not have to read the entire article. So generally it being reduced by 50% is pretty common. Sometimes by a little bit more or less is pretty common for you to be able to read it faster, even though you're reading the article's exact words. Now, the last 3 are much more involved. And so the first one is WordTune. WordTune is actually like a grammar writing editor, but it has WordTune Read, which is a summarizer, and it even has a spotlight function, which allows you to pull summaries for like one specific keyword in the paper. So you can find all the summaries related to a specific variable that you're studying or a specific molecule or protein or anything that you're studying. You can then ask it to look only for those specific things in it. Now, WordTune is a paid tool. I think you get 3 free articles summarized per month, and it has a Chrome extension, but you need to go into the web browser to actually be able to use that Spotlight tool instead of just trying to use it in the Chrome extension. Now, all of the ones above really go through one specific process. So they really just take an article and then generate a summary of that article. The next two actually allow you to ask different questions. So not only do they give you a summary, but you can ask specific questions to be able to extract out the specific information that you want. And the first one you can do on a single paper. So this is SciSpace Co-Pilot. So Copilot is just basically a chatbot that you can pull up either in a Chrome extension on any PDF in Chrome or in SciSpace's actual portal on their database of articles. And what you can do is you can ask it any question like, what were the methods of this article? What were the results? What's a summary? All of these different things. And actually, it will give you an answer to your questions. This is a lot better than trying to feed ChatGPT an article and give it and ask it questions because ChatGPT was not fine-tuned to do this for research articles, where SciSpace Copilot's AI is actually specifically made to give you answers to specific research articles. So you can check them out. They are a completely free tool to use. Both their Chrome extension and within SciSpace's website is free to use. And then finally is if you want to summarize multiple papers at once. This is not going to give you as near in-depth summaries, but you can ask it specific questions instead of just getting a summary. And this is Elicit. So Elicit uses the GPT model to be able to find research articles, but also to be able to provide summaries of those research articles. Or you can even ask it specific questions like what was the intervention used? What were the methods? What type of data was used? Any of these things to be able to extract out specific information from papers. So overall, it was actually 7 different summarizers that can go from the very basic of just giving you a couple sentences per article, like Paper Digest, to where you can actually analyze multiple research articles at a time and be able to see how they compare and contrast with one another with something like Elicit and everything in between. I will leave a couple of those tutorials on the screen here, but you can check out all of them in the description below. If this video is helpful, please like it and comment below which of these summarizers are you actually using. Subscribe to this channel if you want more helpful tips about how to become more efficient in your research, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.